All right, let's dive in. This time, we're tackling the Sacred Atlantean Brotherhood, led by Grandmaster WaXhira. And we've got some juicy material to unpack. A Q&A session where he really gets into the nitty-gritty of their beliefs and practices. So I gotta ask, when you hear Atlantean Brotherhood, what comes to mind? For me, honestly, it's Aquaman. But hey, maybe that's just me.
Yeah, it's definitely a name that piques your interest.
Yeah.
But what really sets them apart is how they bridge this gap between, ancient wisdom and modern life. Waxira talks about spirituality as this process of self-discovery, a way to grasp ultimately the interconnectedness of everything. But it's not just like a theoretical idea. It's a tangible path they offer to really experience that.
So it's about actually living it, not just thinking about, okay, I'm hooked. What's so special about this path? What makes them different?
Well, imagine taking the best bits from different spiritual traditions, Buddhism, Sufism, ancient Egyptian mysticism, blending them into this kind of like a best of compilation, right? A spiritual mixtape. That's what they're doing. No rigid dogma, just a resonant and inclusive path.
Curating a spiritual practice for a wider audience? Interesting. Now tell me about rituals. They're a big deal in the Brotherhood, right?
They are, and Waxhira's take on them is super interesting. He says rituals aren't just empty ceremonies, they're tools. Tools that connect us to a deeper level of awareness. It's like, think about reading about the Northern Lights versus actually being there, surrounded by that spectacle of light and color. You feel it. Rituals are designed to be that immersive experience, but for the soul. Not just knowing, but really feeling those spiritual truths.
Experiencing them firsthand makes all the difference. Makes sense. So how does Atlantis come into play? Because, let's be honest, that's the hook, right?
Oh yeah, totally. The name grabs you. Waxhira explains it as this quest to rediscover and share ancient wisdom, just like, the legendary Atlanteans were supposed to have. But even if we move past the literal Atlantis, it's that idea of a lost civilization known for its advanced spirituality. That's what they're tapping into.
Like rekindling a forgotten flame, bringing that knowledge back to life for today?
Exactly. And their core philosophy actually echoes many ancient traditions. The emphasis on unity, harmony, the interconnectedness of everything. These themes, we see them popping up in various cultures, spiritual leaders throughout history. It's like they've distilled these universal truths and repackaged them for the modern seeker.
So even though the name sounds a bit, well, out there, their core beliefs are rooted in a long line of spiritual thought. Now let's talk about universal love, a term we hear all the time. But I'm curious, how does the Brotherhood define it?
You're right, it can be interpreted in many ways. For the Sacred Atlantean Brotherhood, universal love isn't just a feeling, it's the essence of existence itself, the driving force of evolution, the energy that connects us all. It's a profound idea, but they don't just leave it at that.
So how do they translate that universal love into action, into everyday life?
Waxhira is very specific about this. It's about translating that love into tangible acts, compassion, kindness, serving others. These, they believe, are the truest expressions of that universal love, moving it from the abstract to the concrete.
Love isn't just a word, it's a verb. It's about embodying that energy. Okay, now I'm interested in their take on karma. It's a concept that, I'll admit, makes me think twice about my actions. What's their perspective?
They see it as the law of cause and effect. Your actions create ripples that impact you and everything around you. But it goes beyond just individual actions. It's about realizing how deeply interconnected we all are.
Highlighting that ripple effect, huh? Like throwing a pebble in a pond, the waves spread out everywhere. It's a powerful reminder of personal responsibility.
Absolutely. Every choice, every action contributes to the overall tapestry of existence. They really emphasize that impact extends beyond just ourselves, affecting the whole web of life. This understanding, they believe, naturally leads to greater compassion, integrity, mindfulness in everything we do.
Wow. Yeah, that really makes you pause and consider your choices, knowing those consequences ripple outward. So with that in mind, it makes sense that community plays such a big role in the Brotherhood. Why is that so important to them?
Waxhira believes that a strong community is crucial for spiritual growth. It's like having a network, right? Like-minded individuals all on this shared journey, learning and evolving together. Think about it. When you have that support system, you're more likely to stick with it, especially when things get tough. And let's be real, the spiritual path can be bumpy.
Having a support system definitely makes it easier to stay on track. It's like a built-in cheerleader encouraging you to keep going even when you stumble.
Exactly. That sense of belonging, sharing those experiences, it's incredibly valuable. They believe it fosters unity, deepens the understanding of interconnectedness, creates a space where collective wisdom can really flourish.
Yeah. Knowing you're not alone on the journey can make a world of difference, especially when things get challenging. Speaking of challenges, I'm curious how the Brotherhood addresses those times when, inevitably, people hit bumps in the road on their spiritual path. We've all been there, right? Questioning everything, feeling lost or discouraged. How do they help people navigate that?
Well, they're very upfront about the fact that the spiritual path isn't always easy or straightforward. There will be obstacles, doubts. But instead of sugarcoating it, they focus on building inner strength and resilience. Like training for a marathon, you got to build those mental and emotional muscles to push through the tough parts.
So it's not about avoiding challenges, but about developing the tools to overcome them.
Exactly. They draw on the ancient teachings and the collective experience of the Brotherhood to offer guidance and support. They emphasize that setbacks are part of the process. It's about learning from them and using them as fuel for growth.
Makes you feel less alone knowing everyone faces those struggles at some point. Now, before we go any further, I have a question that's been on my mind. With a name like the Sacred Atlantean Brotherhood, I'm curious about their stance on diversity and inclusivity.
That's a great question, and it's something WaXhira addresses directly.
Hmm.
He makes it very clear the Brotherhood embraces diversity and inclusivity wholeheartedly. They believe spiritual truth transcends cultural and religious boundaries. They celebrate the richness of human experience in all its forms.
That's good to hear. But how does that translate into practice?
Well, they believe every individual brings a unique perspective, and they encourage members to share their own cultural and spiritual backgrounds. It's like a mosaic, right? Each piece is different, but together they create something beautiful.
I love that analogy, honoring the individual pieces while recognizing they all contribute to a larger, unified whole.
Precisely. It's about creating a space where people from all walks of life can come together, share, learn from each other. It's about fostering respect, acceptance, and unity, recognizing we all have something valuable to offer.
It's a beautiful vision. Really speaks to the universal nature of spirituality, going beyond those artificial boundaries we often create. Now let's talk about meditation. It's a cornerstone of the Brotherhood's practices, right?
It is. They see it as this incredibly powerful tool for inner transformation, a way to connect to a deeper level of awareness. WaXhira describes it as cultivating mindfulness, deepening your connection to the divine, and ultimately, accessing higher states of consciousness.
So it's more than just relaxation or stress reduction. It's about reaching a more expansive state of being.
You got it. It's about tapping into that universal consciousness, expanding your awareness beyond your ego, and connecting to something much, much larger, like opening a window to a whole new dimension of perception.
It sounds like meditation is key to unlocking a deeper understanding of the universe and our place in it. I'm really eager to hear more about their specific techniques, but maybe we should take a quick pause here. We'll be back soon to continue our deep dive into the Sacred Atlantean Brotherhood. All right, we're back, ready to explore more of these Sacred Atlantean Brotherhood practices. Before the break, we were talking about meditation and how it helps you tap into, well, something bigger. I'm really curious to learn more about how they approach meditation.
So what's interesting is they view meditation as more than just a mental thing. It's about integrating what they call the three bodies: the physical, the energy body, and the spiritual body. They believe that each of these plays a crucial role in our overall well-being, our spiritual evolution.
Okay, you mentioned the three bodies earlier, but I'm still not quite clear on how they all work together. Could you break that down a bit?
Sure. Think of it like this. Imagine you're feeling super stressed. That stress first manifests in your energy body, sort of like an energetic knot. Now, if you ignore that energetic stress, it starts showing up in your physical body, right? Tension, headaches, trouble sleeping, maybe even digestive issues.
So our physical health is linked to our energetic well-being. That's fascinating.
It really is. And that's where the spiritual body comes in. Practices like meditation, breath work, those can help release those energetic blockages, restoring balance, and boosting both physical and emotional well-being, like a total system reboot.
So like a chain reaction, an imbalance in one area can trigger problems in another. So they're saying we need to address all three for true harmony.
Exactly. They offer a whole range of techniques to help cultivate that harmony. We talked about meditation and breath work, but they also incorporate energy healing, sacred rituals, and contemplative practices.
Wow, that's a lot. Sounds like they draw from many different traditions. Tell me more about these other practices.
Well, energy healing, as you might guess, focuses on balancing and restoring the flow of energy in the body. It's based on this idea that our energy field can get depleted or blocked, leading to all kinds of discomfort, both physical and emotional.
Like acupuncture, but with energy instead of needles.
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
Yeah.
And then there are the sacred rituals we touched on earlier. These are very intentional experiences that use all your senses to help you connect to deeper levels of consciousness and access spiritual insights. They're meant to be transformative.
I'm starting to see how all these practices fit together, addressing different layers of our being: physical, energetic, spiritual. What about those contemplative practices? What do they involve?
Those are more about cultivating stillness and awareness. It could be something as simple as spending time in nature, journaling, or even mindful walking. The goal is to quiet the mind, create space for introspection, connect deeper with yourself.
Sounds like they encourage a balance between active and passive practices, doing and being. It's about finding what works for you, creating a holistic approach.
You got it. And they really stress incorporating these practices into daily life. It's not about escaping to some retreat. It's about bringing that mindfulness and intention into everything you do.
Making spirituality part of your everyday experience, not just something you do once in a while. Now, we've talked a lot about the benefits, but what about those inevitable challenges that come up on the spiritual path? Nobody's journey is perfect, right?
Oh, absolutely. And the Brotherhood is very real about the fact that the spiritual path isn't always easy. There will be setbacks, doubts, those moments when you feel like you're going backwards.
We've all been there. It can be so discouraging. How do they help people through those rough patches?
Well, first off, they stress the importance of community. Remember, you're not alone on this journey. There's a whole network of people who get it, who can support and encourage you. They also lean on the wisdom of the ancient teachings, providing tools and techniques to work through difficult emotions and stay committed.
It's about having a safety net, a community to catch you when you fall, and a map to help you find your way back.
Exactly. They believe in the power of shared experience and collective wisdom. Everyone stumbles, and learning from those experiences, both our own and others, is key.
It's reassuring to know setbacks are normal and there's support when you need it. Now, I'm curious about the actual benefits people experience from these teachings. What kind of changes do they see in their lives?
Of course, everyone's different, but many report feeling more inner peace, clarity, and purpose. They're less reactive to stress, more connected to their intuition. Some find deep healing, others a stronger connection to their spiritual side.
Sounds like these ancient teachings have a real, tangible impact on people's lives.
They really do. They provide the tools and guidance to navigate life's ups and downs with more ease, more resilience, more meaning. It's about empowering individuals to make positive change from within.
And this all circles back to their core belief in interconnectedness. Right. If we're all connected, then our individual growth, our well-being, it impacts the whole.
Exactly. And the Brotherhood emphasizes that both individual and collective evolution are crucial. Personal transformation benefits the whole, and collective growth supports individual progress. A beautiful cycle.
So it's not just about personal enlightenment, it's about using that growth to make a difference in the world.
Precisely. They encourage members to use their unique gifts and talents to serve others, to contribute to the collective well-being.
That's really inspiring, recognizing we all have a role to play in creating a more harmonious, compassionate world. Now, before we move on to our final segment, I'd love to hear more about how they put this belief into practice. So before the break, we were talking about how the Brotherhood really encourages putting these beliefs into action, not just talking the talk, but walking the walk. How do they actually do that?
One of the ways is through their commitment to research. It's not just about preserving old traditions, it's about actively exploring, pushing the boundaries of understanding.
Yeah, it's like this blend of ancient wisdom and a real hunger for knowledge. So what kind of research are they doing?
Well, they delve into things like consciousness studies, metaphysics, spiritual philosophy. They're not afraid to tackle the big questions.
Those are some pretty deep topics. What's their approach like?
They bring this blend of rigor and genuine curiosity to it. In consciousness studies, for instance, they're exploring the nature of awareness, perception, how our minds shape reality. It's about unraveling the mysteries of consciousness itself.
Trying to crack the code of the human mind and its link to the universe.
Yeah, exactly. And with metaphysics, they go even further, examining the fundamental nature of reality. Not just the physical world, but what lies beyond, those underlying principles that govern existence.
It's like they're wrestling with the ultimate questions, what is reality? What's our place in it all?
Right. And what's really cool is they don't do this alone. They collaborate with scientists, researchers, philosophers, all sorts of experts, bringing different perspectives to the table.
A real meeting of the minds, all focused on unraveling these mysteries.
Yeah, it's like a giant think tank for consciousness and existence. It really highlights the power of collaboration, of open-mindedness in that search for truth.
Absolutely. Now, before we wrap up, we have to talk about the Grand Master, WaXhira. What's his role in all of this?
He's more than just a leader. He's like a spiritual guide, a mentor, a guardian of the Brotherhood's wisdom and traditions. He really embodies their teachings, a living example of their principles.
So he doesn't just lecture, he actively guides and supports the community.
Exactly. He offers personal guidance, leads rituals, makes sure those teachings are passed down authentically. He also shapes the Brotherhood's overall vision, making sure it evolves and thrives in the modern world.
It sounds like a pretty demanding role. What qualities do you think are essential for a Grand Master?
Well, a deep understanding of the teachings, for sure. But it goes beyond that. It's also about wisdom, compassion, a sense of purpose, a real dedication to serving others. They need to inspire, guide, empower the community, but also stay grounded and relatable.
It's about embodying the heart and soul of the Brotherhood, walking the walk, not just talking the talk.
Exactly.
Well, I think we've covered a lot of ground here. What stands out to you the most from our deep dive into the Sacred Atlantean Brotherhood?
For me, it's their unwavering emphasis on interconnectedness. It's woven into everything they do, their beliefs, their practices, their community, their research. It's a powerful reminder that we're all part of something bigger, and our actions, even the small ones, ripple outwards.
I couldn't agree more. That message is so vital in our world today, where it's easy to feel disconnected. It's a call to remember our shared humanity, act with compassion, and contribute to the greater good, however we can.
It's about remembering we're not isolated, but threads in this grand tapestry of life, connected in ways we may not even fully grasp.
Well said. As we close out our exploration of the Sacred Atlantean Brotherhood, I want to leave you with this. How might this understanding of interconnectedness impact your life, your perspective, your choices, how you interact with the world?
It's a great question to ponder, to really consider the ripple effect of our actions and live with greater purpose and responsibility, knowing we're all in this together.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, keep seeking, keep questioning, and keep exploring.